always we are putting the focus in ourselves. No? The most important is to improve ourselves in our style, in our idea, in our philosophy, and we are working most of the time on that. But obviously, we need to keep in mind some small details about the opponent. Every opponent is different. Kerala is playing in one way, and Chennai is playing in a different way. We need to be really about these small details. When we have the ball, and we don't have the ball. But the most important thing we are working and putting our focus in ourselves more than in opponents. I think in this moment there are not excuses for the opponents. No? You can see how the opponents they are fighting in all of the games. Also, we were tired because finally to play the first competition game is not the same to play some friendly games, and you need to compete at the highest level. You can see we had 2 months of the season, but finally we finished the game with 10 players because Robson have cramped and we did all of the substitutions. I think in this moment there are not excuses. Chennai have a very good players, very experimented players in terms of foreign players. They played in this competition during a long time and they know very well how is this competition, and they compete very well against Mumbai City. Mumbai City also play well. Watching the few games, all of the games till now, there are not excuses because I think before that everyone is crying, everyone is saying maybe we cannot compete, we cannot sign for our players, but now you can see we are going to play against very good foreign players in Chennai team. Also they have good Indian players, they have very good squad to compete in the highest level, and we need to respect all of the opponents, and we need to be ready because it will not be easy for sure, 100%. The plan is always try to improve. We start well, we are happy with the result, but there are some things we need to improve from the last game. No? We are working on that because finally we need to be ambitious. For us as a professionals, everything is not amazing when you are winning, and everything is not exactly when we are losing. We are not supporters, we are not maybe some people or maybe when you are winning everything is amazing. No, everything is not amazing. You are winning, but you can improve. And you are losing sometimes, and maybe you are doing something well. This is my job as a coach, no? to have analyze as a professional. And from the last game, we need to be happy about the result, but we need to improve in a lot of things. No? And we need to work about this. The players, they need to know we are demanding professionals, and always we can improve. And this is the way we are doing. Because in the next game we need to continue working in the things we did well in the past, in the previous game, but also we need to improve because we cannot have the same mistakes we did in the first game. I think, for example, from the last game, the mentality needs to be all the way to defend the result is to score 1 goal more. Because if finally you are finishing the game in our half, you are giving the opponent chances to score. We scored the second goal practically at the end of the game. It's true we play during some minutes with 10 players, but our mentality needs to be, if we are winning 1-0, we need to score the second goal. We cannot go back because we cannot defend the result. Going back with the speculation, we need to be brave, we need to have personality, and when we are winning, we need to try to be ambitious and to score the goal, to have the possession of the ball, to dominate the game, because this is the way we are strong. And this point, we need to improve a little bit more, because in the previous game with 1-0, we gave the opponent not too much, but some opportunity to score one goal. Finally, if you can kill the game scoring the second goal, you need to do it before the minute we did in the previous game. Always I need to think what is the best option to play the next game. No? But as I told you before, the most important thing is how we are. No? It's true, every opponent is different, but if we are in the highest level, it's difficult to compete against us. No? It's not easy for me because finally I have a very good squad, and a small details it's possible to change the name of the player who is going to start in the first 11. But this is amazing problem for me as a coach. No? When you are working in a team when you have practically only 11 players, it's easy because finally to choose the players is easy, but it's not the best way to work as a coach. No? The best way to work as a coach is in the situation I am now. No? I have a very good squad. It's very difficult for me to decide who is going to play in the first 11 because they are ready. There are more than 22 players ready to play in the highest level. But we need to know the game is 90 minutes plus extra time. No? And finally, you need to think as a coach how you can finish the game in the best way is possible when practically in most of the games you can decide the game in the last 15-20 minutes. No? To have quality players on the bench and to think about the plan you are going to do in the match, thinking the players you can put in the bench, and when the opponent, we are going to play against one opponent, he played 5 days before. No? Maybe at the end of the game they are more, we are in a better fitness condition, and if you have fresh players thinking in the players you need to feed the game, in the element of players you are going to finish the game, maybe you can kill the opponent. No? And also we need to make a plan thinking in the first 11, but all of them are very important players when the coach decides they need to participate. Always you need to think on the same. When you have spaces, you need to take advantage about this, and we are working on that, but also a lot of opponents, they are going to play against Stuart with a small, reducing the spaces because they are defending well in their half, no? And waiting for our mistakes and the counter-attack, no? And we need to be ready to try to get the spaces in a small and short space, no? We scored the first goal last game in a very short space, no? We have a very good players running with the spaces, our wingers, but we have these spaces to run. Most of the games we don't have these spaces to run because the opponent is waiting for us if they half. No? And we need to be ready for a different plans. We need to, if you are going with only one plan A, sometimes you need to plan B and C, no? And you need to be ready about that to compete in the highest level. I think always the first competition game is so difficult. You can do 3 months, 4 months of pre-season, but when you are working the pre-season more than 2 months with the situation and certain situation we live before we start the season, sometimes the first competition game is difficult for everyone. It's not easy. It's not easy. I am happy with the performance of the players, the full squad. Everyone knows we can improve and we need to try to improve. But I think in the second game is different. No? The first game of the competition is very difficult for everyone. And I think maybe you cannot see the real potential or level you have to compete in the highest level. I think now in the second game against a very good opponent, we have a good opportunity to show to everyone we are improving and we can do a little bit more better, no? Because finally we can do better. Only we are not in the position to ask to the supporters. We are in the position to give them what they deserve, no? Because finally they show the support. We are feeling their support when we are on the beach. It was amazing. The first experience playing at home as a coach here, and we have amazing supporters. And the only question we have is not question. The only target we have is give them what they deserve. No? Is joy, and they can enjoy during the game, and hopefully we can get a very good result, but also enjoy it during the 90 minutes. If we can compare maybe with when I arrived here 7 years ago, also there are not a lot of games because the number of the teams are not the same. In this moment we are playing with 6 foreign players, now we are playing with 4 foreign players. But this kind of competition this season is a big challenge because finally the less of the margin of mistakes or errors is less. No? I think it will be a good competition after watching some games this season. I feel it's not going to be easy because there are good teams, good opponents, and every game will be very difficult. But we are excited. We are with the highest level of motivation to get our target and finish hopefully top of the table. No? Because finally we are in a winning team. We are with champion mentality. We have a very good squad, and we cannot find excuses. No? We need to compete in the highest level. We want to win. We need to respect the opponents because it will be difficult every single game in this competition. But the main difference compared with the previous seasons is playing less number of games. Also, there are not home and away games. This situation can affect also. We are playing in this round, and yesterday they played one game. Also, this situation is going to happen 2 times more. But we need to be ready. We need to be ready, and we need to know the margin of mistakes is less, and also the goal difference could be crucial. Hopefully, we don't need to use this thinking in a winning mentality, but we need to keep in mind during all the season, this situation in this season will be more important than the previous ones.